It was pretty damn amazing.
Well, your next opponent, Amanda Nunes, gets into the Hall of Fame tonight.
I
She's had a
know.
brilliant career, and she's looking to expand on that in
Yeah.
your next fight. Is there a timetable that you have in mind for when you want to face her?
I don't have a timetable. I know MSG I think is in November. I would love to fight at MSG December this year, but I think that she's not back in the drug testing pool yet, so that might not be possible.
She told me she was.
Oh, she is? Awesome. Well, then maybe we can do it in November or December.
All right. Well, I don't know if you noticed. She has Larissa Pacheco here with her. Did you notice? Do you think that's mind games at play?
I mean, if it is, it's not working. But cool.
She's planning on training with her in the lead up to your fight. Do you think that's a good plan?
I mean, Larissa's a great fighter, so I think it's good to have good training partners. And I don't know if Larissa's fought in a while, so maybe she needs some money. So that'd be great.
What's the coolest thing you've done since?
The bantamweight world just got even hotter. Amanda Nunes is coming back. And guess who she's training with? Larissa Pacheco, the only woman who's ever beaten UFC champ Kayla Harrison Nunes, trains with Pacheco. Kayla responds. That's the one showing Nunes posing with her PFL rival Larissa Pacheco at the UFC Hall of Fame. Amanda Nunes arrived with Larissa Pacheco raising eyebrows. Larissa Pacheco dethroned Kayla Harrison in the PFL, the only woman with a win over her. So yeah, minds were gonna blow when these two started training together at the red carpet of the Hall of Fame. Aaron Bronsteter caught up with Kayla and she didn't fall for the mind games. She stayed ice cold, like she never even blinked. No overreactions, just calm confidence. Let's rewind. These two fought 3 times in the PFL. Harrison won the first 2 decisively, but Pacheco shocked the world in 2022. That loss haunted Harrison. It remains her only career defeat. Pacheco has her number, or at least she did. Kayla sees the logic great training partners mutual benefit. After all, Pacheco fought in 2023. Maybe she needed a little cash boost. Maybe she needs some money, Harrison, on Pacheco. That comment? Classic Jays of the Octagon. Called it out, but made it clear it doesn't intimidate her. Da Adderall mind games are part of the fight biz. But Kayla remembers when Nunes trained with her to stay sharp. So now Nunes brings in Pacheco, Kayla's kryptonite. That's bold, but Kayla's response was even bolder. It's not working. That's real confidence. Now the anticipation is off the charts. Nunes versus Harrison, one of the most electrifying rematches in women's MMA? Sighty. Nunes ready for her comeback. Larissa's just a training partner. But she's also proof Harrison can lose. So yes, the stakes just skyrocketed. So here's the big question. Does this change the fight? Is Amanda stacking her team for mind games, or is Kayla's calm conviction putting the pressure back on her? Comment below. Lioness strategy. Kayla's still boss. Like, subscribe for all the drama as women's MMA history unfolds.
I want to say what everybody's thinking on their minds, which is that, of course, she at some point was on steroids.
I know you've brought up PEDs in the past. Any concerns that they will be involved in this fight?
Golly, how would I know? I wouldn't know how to navigate that, because at this point, this drug testing is like the wild, wild west. It's like pee in a plastic cup that has absolutely no security on it, and do what you got to do. Even in the what was that, the Olympics, with the Russians being able to tamper with those USADA like unbreakable type of bottles and be able to switch the peas in them. Eventually everything that you do in the dark comes to the light, and I cannot confirm 110% whether she is or is not on PEDs, but I will say that back then in the Olympics, she looked, like a girl, very feminine, and now she looks super juicy and like cut up, like somebody give that girl a Band-Aid, because she's cut. And it doesn't just happen overnight just because you touch the weights a little bit. So, I want to say what everybody's thinking on their minds, which is that, of course, she at some point was on steroids, and hopefully she cycles off of them before June 7th, makes the weight, and pisses clean, because that's what I'm going to be doing. And I want this to be as fair a fight as possible, minus her, being a weight bully and cutting the 50 pounds in order to make the weight class.
Last thing, Kayla Harrison on the show tomorrow. She texted me right before you came on. Anything you want to say to her? Any message to Kayla that we can play to her tomorrow?
Honey, I am not afraid of you. You are not some oogity boogity person who can't be beat. I see you bleed the same blood as me. I seen you lose in the PFL, and that's when you came running over to the big leagues. Like, you are in the big leagues now. You were playing over there in the triple A's. You were over there in the minors. Now it's the real shit. Now is where we find out what you're freaking made of. Can you make the weight? Can you fight for 25 minutes? And I guarantee you, I will not go away. If she thinks she's just going to take me out in the first round or the second round or the third round, like, Holly Holm or Ketlin Vieira, she is sorely mistaken. And I'm just so sick of her trying to act like she's some freaking boogeyman. It's like, I'm not afraid of you. Plain and simple. I am not afraid of you.
Legit, I don't know if there's a fight that I'm looking forward to the build-up more than you versus Kayla.
Well, let's make it happen then. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
In her first interview since tapping out, Juliana Pena revealed she fought Kayla Harrison with a broken thumb and a torn elbow. She called it a severe handicap and claimed the fight was going perfectly until the Kimura. Perfect? Let's roll the tape. This is what perfect looked like. Kayla Harrison took Pena down, dominated positionally, and forced a tap with 5 seconds left in round 2. And this wasn't some flash submission. This was the result of Olympic-level pressure and broken defense. So when Pena says the fight was going to plan, it sounds more like damage control than facts. And UFC vet Cody Gibson didn't waste time calling her out. In a savage post, he said, and I quote, "No one cares if you sign the contract. You're telling the world you believe you can win. It's either true or it isn't. Post-fight excuses are becoming more common and they annoy me." That's not just a shot at Pena. That's a shot at the entire trend of fighters using injuries to rewrite a loss after the fact. And fans, they're loving it. Pena said her entire fight camp was built around dragging Kayla into deep waters round 3. Tired, desperate, then attack. But guess what? That plan doesn't work if you don't survive round 2. This wasn't a cardio issue. It was a dominance issue. Kayla didn't gas. She hunted, and she humiliated a former 2-time champ. Once the interview dropped, the internet turned on Pena. The same fans who cheered her upset over Amanda Nunes are now calling her out for excuse-making, delusion, and clout chasing. Because remember, this is the same woman who promised to derail Kayla Harrison's UFC debut and make it look easy.
I am not trash talking. I'm simply defending myself. This all started before I even knew who Kayla Harrison was. When I beat Amanda Nunes, I saw this blonde girl sitting cage side, freaking out, cussing and having all sorts of obscenities to say about me for beating Amanda Nunes and throwing a gigantic wrench in her plans. So she's been trash talking me for a long time, long before I even knew who she was. It created more of a problem for me when she said that it was going to be the media's fault. They were going to have blood on their hands for you guys giving me the delusion to think that I could hang with her and stand across the octagon from her.
But after tapping out, now we're talking about elbows and thumbs. Even casual fans see right through it.
What? Today, you guys.
Of course she's going to be tired. She knows that she's got to fight me. Of course. She's going to do anything that she can to fight. Don't compare yourself to Anderson Silva. Do not compare yourself to Anderson Silva. Shut up. She's not scared. Yeah, she's not scared. She's not scared. Bring it back. You stop. She's not scared. She's retiring.
Is that for me?
No, it's to Kayla and Juliana, but if you want to answer.
No, I'll answer that. I'll answer that. At the end of the day, Amanda hates Kayla more than she hates me. That's a fact. She wants nothing to do with me, and she wants to fight Kayla. That's why she's sitting in the back, and as Dana said, she retired a little bit too early. She's waiting to see what happens, but she wants to fight Kayla more than she wants to fight me because she knows that that's a big freaking fight, and it's going to be a long night in the office, just like Kayla knows. That's why she's being a lot nicer than you guys have ever seen her before.
Another one for you, Juliana. In your first reign, you were not able to get a title defense. If you're able to defend the belt this time around against someone of Kayla's stature, would this make it a more satisfying title reign this time around?
At the end of the day, I'm just out here to do my job. It's not the first time I fought a gold medalist. The last time I fought an Olympic medalist, I put him to sleep. So it's nothing but another day in the office for me. At the end of the day, I'm going in there to have fun. I'm a dog. I'm uncomfortable up here right now. I want to get locked inside the octagon. I want to get locked inside the octagon.
You fought a 40-year-old Olympic silver medalist. You got your ass kicked.
40-year-old? You are like a 40-year-old. Aren't you like 41 years old? I'm pretty sure you lie about your age. Pretty sure you lie about your age.
And for you, Kayla, obviously we've been wanting to see you fight for the UFC title since day one, but having these 2 UFC fights to get the experience, kind of get more comfortable with the environment, how much is that going to enhance your performance this time?
None of it doesn't matter. I'm coming for my belt. Juliana's
It's
gonna
not. It's not your belt. It's not your belt.
It doesn't
your
matter.
BFL,
I'm
your belt is at PFL.
I've been competing
with
on the
two
biggest
gold
stages
medals
in the world since I was 20 years old.
Last time I
We're
checked,
gonna
it was
find
an
out.
MMA fight, not a judo match. Get your facts right, sweetie.
I'm gonna.
And just
Me too.
one more for you.
Pena says she wants either Kayla again or Amanda Nunes if she comes back. But let's be real, why would either of them bother? Kayla just smashed her in 2 rounds. Amanda already broke her at UFC 277. And now? Pena's coming off as someone who can't accept defeat. If she wants another title shot, she's gonna have to earn it. And that road? It doesn't go through excuses. Juliana Pena has heart. She's tough. But right now, she looks like a fighter trying to rewrite history, and Cody Gibson just called her out in front of the entire MMA world. So here's the question for you. Do fighters deserve sympathy after a loss if they were injured? Or does signing that contract mean no excuses allowed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you're with Cody Gibson, type "no one cares" in all caps. And if you think Pena deserves another shot, tell us why. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay locked in, because this war of words isn't over yet, and UFC drama never sleeps.